The crowd outside Buckingham Palace buzzed with excitement that afternoon, the kind of restless energy that comes from hundreds of people gathering for a moment they've imagined their whole lives. Cameras clicked, children leaned over barricades, and flags waved in the crisp London air. But suddenly, the joyful chatter shifted. A tense silence fell when one tourist, loud, pushy, and clearly seeking attention, stepped far too close to a royal guard. What happened next shocked everyone standing there, and taught a lesson none of them expected, because in that instant, the guard's stern command cut through the noise like a blade. The tourist stumbled back, startled, embarrassed, and angry. But the real story wasn't about the guard's reaction or the tourist's mistake, it was about what unfolded in the minutes that followed. Something far more powerful than anger took center stage. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to TrendMasters US for more stories that entertain, inspire, and spark meaningful conversations. Don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments. Your voice truly shapes our community. The day had begun like many others for the guards on duty, a long shift of absolute discipline, precision, and silence. Tourists came and went, snapping photos and laughing, unaware of the intense focus each guard held. But when the rude tourist crossed the safety line, shouting insults and posing inches from the soldier's face, the mood changed instantly. The guard's sharp warning wasn't just protocol, it was protection, yet what no one expected was the reaction of a young woman standing nearby. She had been watching quietly with her little brother, who looked no older than 10. As the rude tourist stormed off muttering angrily, the boy tugged on her sleeve and whispered, "Why was he so mean?" The woman knelt beside him, her voice soft but steady. Because some people forget that these guards are doing a real job. They're human too. Her simple words caught the attention of those nearby. Strangers who had been watching with judgment now looked thoughtful. One older man nodded slowly. Another woman lowered her phone, suddenly realizing the moment deserved more respect than entertainment. It was a shift, subtle but powerful. A few minutes later, as the tension faded, the rude tourist reappeared. This time, his shoulders were slumped. His anger had cooled, leaving behind embarrassment. He didn't approach the guard again, but he lingered near the crowd, unsure of what to do next. What happened then surprised everyone. The same young woman stepped toward him, not aggressively, not with accusations, but with a quiet kind of courage. She simply said, "Are you okay?" It wasn't a loaded question. It wasn't sarcastic. It was genuine, and the sincerity in her voice disarmed him instantly. He looked confused at first, almost suspicious. But something in his expression softened. He sighed, rubbing the back of his neck. I wanted a good picture. I got carried away." His voice shook with something that sounded like regret. It became clear that his anger had never been about the guard, just frustration, pride, and a moment of poor judgment. Instead of reminding him of his mistake, the woman nodded. "Happens to all of us," she said. "Maybe just try again, respectfully this time." That was it. No lecture, no public shaming, no dramatic confrontation. Just kindness offered when it was least expected and most needed. The tourist glanced toward the guard again, almost ashamed. Then he stepped back behind the barricade, this time keeping a respectful distance. He lifted his camera, took a quiet photo, and whispered thank you under his breath, though the guard did not respond. But the gesture wasn't for the guard. It was for himself, an acknowledgement of growth. The crowd around them seemed different after that. People stood a little straighter. They spoke a little softer. Children watched with new understanding. A place often filled with noise and chaos suddenly felt grounded, almost peaceful. It's easy to react with anger. It's easy to match disrespect with more disrespect. But that day outside Buckingham Palace, a simple act of kindness changed the tone of an entire crowd. It reminded everyone that even in tense moments, even when someone acts rudely or thoughtlessly, we have the power to choose compassion, because kindness doesn't just soften other people. It shapes us. It creates a ripple, spreading from one heart to another, until the energy of a whole place feels lighter. So as you go about your day, remember, there will always be moments that test your patience. But the real strength isn't in shouting louder, it's in responding with understanding. And you never know who might be watching, learning, or needing that kindness more than you realize. Let's be the ones who change the moment, not with anger, but with compassion. The world already has enough noise. What it needs is more heart.